Good morning. Good morning. I saw Amigo already.
Yeah, I'm here, amigo.
Yeah, buenos dias, amigo. How are
Buenos
you?
dias. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Feeling better
Up
now?
Monday. Ano, ano?
Feeling better now?
Yeah, yeah. Doing
Baka
good.
mag-complain lang. Just disclaimer, no? Baka mag-complain kayo dahil iba yung nakikita nyo na nandun sa poster, iba yung itsura nung nandito sa live.
Nagulat nga ako. Meron ka pa pang picture file nun.
Oo. No, but actually, when I checked with Hannah, it was taken lang last November when we were in Atlanta. When we were in Houston.
Talaga? Houston shot yun?
Houston shot.
Oh, okay.
That's why kailan mo lang ba ginaya yung hairstyle ko, di ba? Oh,
Nung nakita ko sumisikat ka na masyado, sabi ko, dapat susunod na lang ako dito, Andy.
see? So that's a good lesson. Try
Yeah.
it, try it.
Time to shave your heads.
So anyway, I hope everybody had a very productive week last week, and happy
Oh,
Mother's Day dun
oh
sa
yeah.
lahat ng mga mothers na nandito, and also sa mga fathers who made it possible. Okay? Because without the fathers, malabo yan. They cannot do it on their own. So, things are getting more exciting. Sa amin kasi ni Nolly, when you say exciting, this crisis is something that we just maybe not really laugh about, but we look at the advantages dito. I will be introducing Nolly without any script because I've known him for 30 years. No, no. I've
26 years?
known I've known him. No, when we were in Primetown, it was 97. I think, yeah. 97.
95. 95. 97 collapse na eh.
Yeah, yeah. So, but before that, when I was still very young, I was already watching Nolly on TV. Okay. And before there was Google, there was already the property monitor. So when you want to check out properties, when you want to check out the prices of the properties in the market, you go to the, hindi pala you go. You get you get the copy of the property monitor because wala pang online nun eh. Ang pinaka high-tech natin noon was Pocket Bell and Easy Call,
Easy car.
the one that will give you heart attack. So, in 1997, so during the ASEAN crisis, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that was the year when, since it was crisis on dami ng foreclosure properties. So, it was a very long crisis. It lasted for about 4 years. But that was a time that Elso Bastahero was born. No?
Mhm.
You're
Yeah, right.
doing uh, two, two, two opportunities were born during that time. One was Elso Bastahero for foreclosed properties. Number two is the Comunidades by Spanky.
Mm.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
actually by Quito. Uh, for Parque España. Ni Quito Mora, right?
Tama.
So
Yes, yes. That was him. Wow.
you see, when there is a big crisis, there is a big opportunity. Yun. The others kasi, nako, hanggang kailan kaya to? Kailan kaya tayo magbabounce back? But the others, when they see crisis, oy, big problem, or big opportunity. The banks were awash were loaded with foreclosed properties. So here came El Sabastero. And then developers were having problems with their market. So Comunidades was not born, but it was adapted because it was a
Mm.
concept that is already done in our homeland, ni Amigo. And then also, it was also practiced in New York or in some areas, but different style lang ng Comunidades. Although
Mm.
uh, it became popular, but then hindi maganda yung adaption. Nag-backfire. Anyway, so today, we are living in times of, some people call it crisis, we call it opportunity. So it depends. Where do you want to be? Now, uh, see, we will be discussing now in a very different manner, more on not the usual deck that you see when Amigo is presenting it in his make millions in foreclosures. So this will be more of a chat, which is what we did with Maiko the other week. So this time you will learn more. By the way, amigo, this is open to KW agents, non-KW agents, and also this is also up sa Facebook Live. And this is also recorded on YouTube, so we get a lot of replays about this. Incidentally, uh, Amigo Noli El Sabosero is also a franchise owner of Remax. So this is also a very good example of that. There is no such thing as competition. There is only collaboration. Okay? And also, every year, we do our lakwatsa. We do our lakwatsa. This is one of the advantages of the IRM, International Realtor member. If you are a realtor, every November we go to the US or other countries. In September, we have our IREC, International Real Estate Conference. We're in, aside from the lakwatsa, we meet a lot of international practitioners, especially those who are CIPS. Oh, plugging CIPS, realtors who are actively doing international transactions. So when you do this, you don't only build your brand, you get to know a lot of realtors internationally, globally, and then it's up to you now how to do business with them. So, today we'll be talking about something in that space or in the field of foreclosure. You can only hear one name, and that's Elso Bastahero. Okay, and today he'll be sharing with us tips and a lot of strategies and a lot of secrets on how to do this. Do you know why? He can share with us even all the secrets because he knows it's actually quite difficult then eh. You have to, I'm sure he will say it, you have to love basura. The dirtier, the better. Do you have the skill and do you have the patience for that? So, without much further ado, amigo, would you like to greet them first? Hindi pa ako nag-good
Yeah.
morning. That's just my
Hindi pa yan.
introduction.
Kala mo naubos na yung oras. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to KW's Power Monday with Andy Manyala. I'll be so happy to be here, and I'd like to jump right in because a lot of people are saying there's a crisis. Actually, sa totoo lang, ang feeling ko naman, this is one of what I would say, slow crisis. It's hindi gulpi di gulat. We've had the 97 where we and Andy experienced the morning after when in the exchange rate doubled. So the interest rates from 15% soared to 52%. And this was immediate. What we're experiencing now is a slow death. Diba? Kasi the people still had money a few days ago But now they're beginning to feel that they're living life on a negative bottom line. No? Kahit anong gawin nila, lumabas sila, mamasada, lumabas sila, magtrabaho, but at the end of the month, their bottom line is, negative. Hindi sila nakaka-move forward. No? But what's good about it, as I mentioned, it's a slow death. So you can do something about it. You can, metamorph into something and look for that silver lining in this big storm that's moving towards us. Yeah? So I can see foreclosures. Yes, not only foreclosures, but I can see a lot of backouts again. No?
Correct.
I remember, Andy, a few months ago, the industry was hip hip hooray because the middle income assets of developers were absorbed, di ba? Through the rent to own ng mga developer. But at that time, July, August, things were good. You only had a political bombshell, but not the oil increase bombshell yet. So a lot of people who went into the rent-to-own programs, they are the ones who are of the lower target class of the developers because of the super, discount and the easy entry. A lot of them went in. Itong class na to, isang hatsing lang, may problema na, di ba?
Yeah.
And I've been hearing it in the market lately that a lot of them say, di ko na itutuloy ito. I-rent ko lang, pero di na ako abot sa to own.
Correct. Actually,
So I would say that we have already postponed. Na-postpone lang natin yung over, supply. Nalipat lang natin sa rental, pero babalik sa developer yan.
exactly. We
Yeah.
started this rent to own in 2005. It was a temporary solution
Mm.
actually for the developers. Kasi imagine, I've already completed 500 units.
Mm.
If I do not sell this, I will be shouldering maintenance, dues,
Yeah.
upkeep, lahat, di ba? So, there was this rent to own. I won't mention the project, but we started that. Now, the thing is that, yung iba, hindi kasi mag-qualify doon sa banko because of their,
Mm.
ano to, they're hindi qualified pa.
Mm.
Pati yung monthly nila, yung affordability. Now, so you get your rent to own. Uy, madali. Move in ka na. Maliit lang yung cash out mo. But then the thing is that now you pay the dues, now you pay the maintenance. That saves now the developers. The thing is that after 2 years, on your agreed price, which is usually higher, magbabago ba yung income capacity mo? Nagbago ba ng 20%? Tumaas ba ang sweldo mo ng 20-30%? Chances are, hindi ka pa rin qualified. Di ba? So at least, but you save
Yeah,
now.
especially
You save the
especially now
developer
na
2 years.
yeah. Oh yeah, but Andy, remember now the inflation is at 7%. So
Yeah,
your cost of living has gone up. That's one area. Number two, the cost of gasoline. The cost to move around, the cost to do business. For the small entrepreneurs, I see a lot. And segueing it out to foreclosures because of that. I see a lot of foreclosures coming in again. Pero slowly. Kasi sabi ko nga, hindi nga ito gulpirigulat. It's a slow death that we're going through, I mean, if our...
Yeah. I mean, big jump, Imagine we were just about 4.2 in March.
Mm,
Pung, bigla ka 7.1 or 7.2 ngayong April.
yeah.
And then the good thing is that at least the fuel prices medyo nagbaba up to about 40%. Kahit papano.
Yeah, you know what? And then this is when I would say the opportunities come in. No? Some foreclosure opportunities. You'd be surprised, that what you can really do. you buy a property less 10, sabihin na lang less 20 na lang, di ba? Kasi medyo the banks are a bit stingy yet, di ba? So sabihin natin nakakuha ka ng less 20. Okay? The next day, you already earn 20% on your ROI. And then, instead of rent to own, or yung rent to own, mag-in-house installment ka ng 12% or 15% per annum, payable over 10 years, 15 years. You're actually making almost 30-35% on your money annually.
Yeah.
And the cash flow is amazing. You know? We do small investments, like you'll be surprised, no? Last quarter of the year, I went to Ginobatan. Okay, where all the volcanoes exploding now, no? Okay. And we saw 15 lots there. And we saw the price was wow, like, one third of the market there. So in Ginobatan, we bought 11 lots or 15 lots, no? And we tripled the price, made it payable over 10 years at 12% interest, and we sold it in a weekend. Buti nabenta na namin kasi ngayon sumabog yung bulkan doon. No? But you see, these are, like you said, no, Andy, these are basura properties. If you go to the place, you'd be surprised and say, like, what the hell? Why did you buy there? You know, if my kids see it, my kids will tell me, Papa, di ba we told you na we're buying basura? Di ba? So
Correct.
it's a lot of us kasi want to buy trophy assets.
Yeah.
Ano, Ayala, Rockwell, Sang, yung mga ganun, di ba? But that's not where you make your money. That's where you make your prestige. Okay, that's where you feed your ego. But it does not feed your pocket. It's really going out, of the road less traveled in real estate. And that's where you make money. Quietly, silently, small time here, small time there, little bit here, little bit there, And not only in foreclosures of the banks, you can actually go even to the marketplace. You'll find a lot of deals there that can really bagsak pressure.
Yeah.
But it's
But
not
the pasalo.
pasalong headache. Pasalong na gusto pang kumita.
Yeah,
Hello.
yes. No, along that line, no. So you said, ito nga, may mga ganyang opportunities. Now, why do you believe that foreclosures become opportunities, especially during economic uncertainty?
Again, what?
Why do you believe foreclosures become opportunities during economic uncertainties like this?
Okay, because there's a pattern kasi with the banks, especially the banks, no? When the problem starts, when the crisis starts, their prices are not yet adjusted because they adjust every year. So you can actually look, because the banks know that soon, very soon, they'll be getting a lot of new assets to foreclose. So they want to get rid of their very old assets. So one of my strongest tips to anybody who's looking at foreclosures is to look at the year of certificate of sale or the paso na ang redemption period ng bangko, ng former owner. Because that's where you're going to find 5-year-old and above real estate properties that is very nice to buy sa banks. So yun ang hanapin nyo palagi. How old has the foreclosure been? And the banks would love to, to unload the old assets already. So yun ang talagang titignan nyo talaga. How old? And where do you find that? Well, konting tiyaga, due diligence, punta ka sa register of deeds, kunin mo yung title, check the annotation. In fact, even in the annotation, you can see there the value of the foreclosure. So alam mo na kung ano pwede mong i-offer sa banko. No?
So wag yung mga very recent, not especially those that were acquired between 2017 to 2019, because those are very expensive pa.
Still expensive. And most of them, I would say right now, are all condominiums. Yeah. I would go, if you're doing foreclosures, I've recently realized it, vacant lots. You buy a vacant lot and then you flip it after 1 week. And then you sit down on the cash flow. Especially today, cash flow is king in any crisis. If you have incoming rental passive income, or if you have incoming monthly amortizations, komportable ka eh. Kasi you do not know when your next sale is coming. But if you have passive and you have a regular amortization coming in, you can chill, and not make mistakes on being rushed to do something,
But how do you produce cash flow with lots?
Hmm, you buy it. As I said, di ba? Like the one in Ginobatan. We saw
Yes.
it, we bought it. You have to look. The the neighborhood has to be matured. Hindi
Ayan.
ka pwede bumili para mag-flip. Pumunta ka sa isang subdivision na lilima lang
Bakante.
ang bahay.
Ah,
Diba? You get stuck with your lot, diba? But if you go to one, what is you buying is bungi-bungi already. You're buying 10 lots in this subdivision. One is in that corner, the other one's in block 5, the other one's in block 8. And then you can buy it, and then you can flip it. I can tell you, tinusok mo ng sign yan, yung mga kapitbahay, tatakbo na sa'yo kagad. They will grab the opportunity right away. And that's your first market, is the neighbors.
the
So we
neighbors.
really have to go back to our Jurassic style of marketing. Tusok,
Ah, ah.
di ba? And that's why you say, nakapag less 10 ka, less 15, tapos nagpatong ka ng 10-15% interest,
Bawi ka.
then you have a very good amortization. And remember, Andy, the title hawak mo. Sa pangalan mo, meron kang 120 PDCs. Di ba? I mean, what more secured investment can you have?
Mm. Now, maraming nagtry. Maraming nagtatry. And until now, very few have succeeded. What are the biggest mistakes ba na the beginners make when
Mm.
they're buying foreclosed properties?
I think is kulang not sa due diligence ng property. Kasi di ba, medyo maganda ang due diligence ng foreclosed asset. Na-review na yan ng bumili. Na-review yan yung minorgage. Na-review niya yung na-foreclose. So, ang dami due diligence na. It's more of the due diligence of what you are buying itself, the asset itself. No? Again, a lot of people want what they call trophy assets. Di ba? Kahit foreclose na trophy pa din. Di ba? Also, the market class. A lot of people want to buy condominiums. But if you're buying a condominium foreclosed for your own use, go ahead. Di ba? But if you're buying it for investment, mag-isip-isip ka na kung ano ang flip o ano ang rent. Rental, yes. Rental is good. But the flip to when a buy and sell, you might not get it right away. Di ba? So a lot of them, and the mistake also is that they think there's instant gratification. Yung parang I buy it.
Today,
There was a time, I remember, Andy, there was a group at that time, they were Robert Kiyosaki, they were followers, di ba? Here
yeah.
locally. And at that time, there was that strategy of Robert na you put a down payment, 10-20%, di ba? Tapos maghanap ka na ng buyers. Maghanap ka ng di ba? So ang dami doon, nag-10% down, nag-20% down, na-request sila sa banko ng 90-day grace period, di ba? So,
Yeah.
91st day, that's it, they were dead.
Especially
Yeah.
those who were caught at that time, inabot ng COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Kasi nausing flipping. Mag-flip. Now you don't hear the word flipping.
Yes.
Puro mga na-flip na yung mga tao na yan eh.
So, mga flip kasi nung bumili, di ba?
Correct.
Oh, that's true.
Also, when you mentioned about due diligence, you really have to be very careful because I still remember your favorite slide. In-inspect mo yung property, nandyan yung bahay. And then you went to the bank, okay, kukunin ko na itong bahay. When you went back to the property, wala na yung bahay.
Exactly. Oh. things
Giniba.
happen. Oh, giniba. Yeah, because people don't realize it. You can actually demolish your house in 2 days. Kasi punta ka lang sa Laomlaan, ang daming buyer ng bahay din. They come in as an army. And so we were quite surprised. The house was gone, pati yung gate. Ang tinira lang yata yung bakod at saka yung hagdanan ng semento. Yeah?
How does that work with the bank? Kunyari, bahay ko, naka-mortgage sa bank. Tapos, and then, may gustong bumili, bebenta ng bangko. And then, crazy people think na, kung hindi nyo bibigay sa akin, sisirain ko na lang to. Do they have any liability?
Yung former owners.
Yung former
Actually,
owner.
you remember the banks would prefer you to buy it as is where is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yun. So see, if the bank has 5,000 properties, they can file 5,000 cases. Diba? So they would always hopefully that the buyer will be the one to resolve. Kami, we always make an offer to the bank. Kasi, di ba yung pagka illegal occupant, mga squatter or, yung mga pumasok na sa bahay, tumira na doon, di ba? Yung mga yan kasi pera-pera.
Yeah.
Walang emotion sa bahay. Pero yung former owner, yan, pare may MMK. Talaga iyakan, kapitan. Alam mo, they will always try to do something. And yes, no question about it, di ba? Some former owners, they will cut the wires in the ceiling. They go in the ceiling, then they cut the wires. Pero nakita mo, andun yung click.
Ilaw.
Andun yung switch, pero wala palang wire sa taas. Yung iba, I used to hear before, yung binabara nila yung inodoro. They pour cement inside. There are some people who are angry. Yeah, some people are really angry. Diba? So, sabi na nila, kung di ko pwede itong pakinabangan,
wala makikinabang.
Hindi mo rin papakinabangan. They damage the house.
Yeah.
So when you make a bid, when you make a bid, Andy, look at the property lang, not only. Bonus na yung bahay. Yeah?
Okay. So you base mo yung lot. So what is the first thing that you personally check before considering a foreclosure deal?
Property inspection palagi. Property inspection. And then go to the documentary inspection. Kasi some banks, like we once did, the bank assured us may title. We asked them again, may title. So when we paid the down payment, then I said, sige, show and tell tayo, labas mo yung title. Hindi nila mahanap yung title. But all the time in the record, may title sila. Di ba? So, remember, you're managing 5,000, 10,000 properties. There are some banks na that who bought yung closing banks already. And siyempre, kasama for closed properties. Yeah. And, they have not even touched that portfolio. Ganun kadami ang properties nila. No?
Oh, have you read the case of China Bank? Is it China Bank for that Legazpi property sa Aguirre? The Cacho Gonzalez?
Okay. I didn't get that.
So it was mortgaged to China Bank. And then defined doon are the different areas. And included in that area is a big space, but it's in the roof deck. Na hindi naman nag-exist yung floor na yung room na yun.
Yes. I've seen like that. I've seen that. In fact, we had one buyer who actually bought the roof deck of another property. At that time kasi, you could foreclose roof decks, you could foreclose parks and playgrounds, you could foreclose road lots. Ganun, di ba? So if you're not careful of what you're buying, parang, uy, ganda nito, di ba? But if you don't look at the title, imagine, 3 hectares in a subdivision. Wow, pwede ko subdivide to. Tapos pagtingin mo sa title, nakalagay open lot. Open space. It does happen. And remember the Cacho property, that's where the Cookie Monster was.
Yeah. So, pati sila Anya. Anya's there. So, what are the red flags that you watch out for? How do you determine if a foreclosed property is a bargain? Kasi bargain talaga or trap.
Physically kasi, you have to look at the boundaries. Diba? Kasi especially pagdating sa big cuts of land or a foreclosed subdivision, we actually acquired the foreclosed subdivision and
sa gilid.
Sa mga gilid. No? And then we saw somebody was building a property on half of our subdivision lots. Mga 5 yun yata. Di ba? So medyo, buti hindi ko pala sila inaway. Kasi after we made the due diligence way back after so many years, we found out that the original developer, ginalaw na yung ano niya, yung angle. So actually, we were encroaching in so many agricultural lots.
They
Buti ito
were.
so, no, we were the ones encroaching pala. Buti hindi ko sila inaway. So, so
Ah,
sometimes kasi when you wanna buy, di ba, napakamura. 500 pesos per square meter subdivided with road lots and lights. Parang, what can go wrong, di ba? Well,
yeah.
something can still go wrong.
Too
But
good to be true.
the main point there is, assuming something goes wrong, then you still gonna be profitable. Di
Yeah.
ba? So, sa amin naman, naging profitable because we still had 4.5 hectares, of good property. So, you lose some, you you win a lot
So in
sometimes.
i-average mo na lang.
Yes,
Man,
yes. Oo.
you mentioned kanina an example. Oh, ang mura lang, 500 pesos per square, 1,000 per square.
Mm.
Uh, sabi, dahil foreclosed. Now, what are the hidden costs dun sa foreclosure investing na hindi nakikita ng mga tao?
Okay. More often than not is your cost of transferring your titles. Kasi sometimes the banks will say as is where it is. Di ba? So, ikaw ang bahala sa taxes na rin. Pero nakita mo yung foreclosure date at saka certificate of sale date nila. Mga 10 years na pala yun. Tapos yung iba naman, may properties na they were foreclosed by a rural bank that was acquired by a major bank, but the title was still in the original owner. So you can imagine how many jumps, di ba? So from former owner to rural bank to major bank to you. Yung ibang bangko, that's as is where is, kayong bahala sa buhay nyo. Yeah. So you have to watch out for mga hidden costs. The other one also is, when you go as is when is, you have to be sure that the banks will take care of any services like kuryente, internet, tubig, from the date of your purchase moving forward. So sila dapat na sasagot ng moving backwards. No? And
So,
sometimes it's
mukhang
shocking.
galing.
Sometimes they get shocked themselves. Like I almost acquired a 100 parking slots in the center of Ortigas. It was on basement 7, 8, and 9. And we were finishing the negotiations. Wow, napakamura ng parking slot. They were giving it to me for 200,000 per slot. Ortigas, ha? Yung gano'n. And then when the bank started doing its own due diligence, may OWA, sila pala? May OWA juice sila, no? Almost 1 million per slot.
Ah,
So, hindi na kami tuloy. Yeah. So, they're not only on the side of the buyer, but on the side of the bank, sometimes they overlook kasi ang dami niyan, Andy. Yeah.
yeah. What about those na they're foreclosed properties na nandun pa yung owner? I mean, nandun pa yung
Former
delinquent
owner.
owner, di ba?
Oh,
Now, uh, have you bought or will you buy a property na meron pang owner doon? Under what
actually,
condition?
yes. We buy properties with former owners. Remember, uh, 10 years ago, I think 12 years ago, we bought Night Gold Properties. That was the asset management company of GE Money Bank. So in that portfolio, there were a lot of properties. We had siguro 100 assets that we bought. And siguro almost half of them had former owners living inside. So kami, ang first na ginagawa namin, nilalapitan namin palagi yung former owner. Do you want to buy back the property? And this is our price. Siguro 25% of them will buy it. So if you're buying naman individually a property, dapat kilalanin mo yung former owner. Lalapitan mo siya, transparent ka. When you tell them that, I am not the bank, but the bank offered me your property to buy, magkano ka?
Ah,
How much are you for you to leave the property? Okay. So there's a lot of drama, a lot of iyakan. But at the end of the day, when they really realize it, that they've lost their property, they will come up with a price. And then you go back to the bank and you can negotiate sa bank saying like, oh, babayaran ko ito ng 1 million. Di ba? Tawaran naman kita ng konti para sulit naman.
At least for the owners, may makuha pa sila.
Yes,
Kesa
yes.
ubos sa bank.
Oh, there are some that are bad, some former owners. When you go to their house, they let you in, but then they leave the property, then they call the police and say, may pumasok sa loob ng bahay ko. And
Talaga?
my people were arrested for trespassing, di ba? Grabe yun. Tapos yung isa naman, pumasok, pinapasok nung sa driveway, they lock the gate, di ba? Then they let their dogs loose. So my partners could not go out of the car. They were stuck inside the car. And there were dogs around. There are some mean ones, but there are some are nice. There are some nice, after telling them that they no longer own the property after a year or 2 years, they call me up and say, Mr. Lie, punta ka na dito, turn over na namin yung susi sa'yo. So, meron pa rin, there's hope in humanity pa rin.
You can just imagine these people are under stress. Imagine the foreclosed na yung property nila, especially if that's their only property and they live there. Going towards that point na ma-foreclose, pressure na yan, di ba? Kaya iba nasisiraan na talang ulo.
Actually, and you'll be surprised You wanna foreclose na, post-redemption, kapit sa bahay. When you go to their house, may kotse pa silang bago. In other words, they just don't want to leave the house. And they've taken advantage of the situation. And it's kind of sad, di ba? And we've seen like that a lot. Na pumunta pa sa bahay, ganda-ganda pa ng bahay nila. Yeah. So the only thing I always said for farmer owners, do not take the law upon your hand. Yung kayo magpapaalis, you will lock the door for them, you will weld the door so they cannot go in. Alam mo, you'll be the one ending up in jail. And they'll be living in your house forever. Ikaw nandun ka sa panabig na bear house, di ba?
So, what is the property that you will really avoid? Unang tingin mo parang kahit sobrang mura, okay, I won't touch that.
Mukhang violent yung may-ari. Former owner. Kung nasa loob pa siya. Because it's not worth it, di ba? It's not worth the fight. So I said, di ba, kailangan kausapin mo. Kung medyo violent siya, wag na lang, di ba? Not worth it.
No, I mean, you're given a list of foreclosed
property. Okay.
Now, ano yung unang tingin mo pa lang you will really try to avoid? It looks cheap.
Yes.
Price, sobrang cheap. Pero you will not touch that.
Parang siya, dead community. Dead neighborhood. Kasi you and I have been almost 36 years in the industry or over 36 years in the industry. Yeah. Isang tingin ng subdivision name, alam na natin saan yun, saan nakolocate.
Correct.
Diba? So all we need is to update our Google map and see if may tao na ba nakatira dyan. Pag tingin mo, 10 houses in a 10 hectares subdivision, no? Yan, immediately no yan. Kasi you'll get stuck with it.
Yeah.
Kahit maganda yung bahay, kahit house and lot na maganda, you get stuck with it talaga.
Yeah, that's why, like for example, BF, mabilis mag turnover, di ba?
Yeah. Those areas are fast. Yeah.
Because
Nuvali.
It's a matured market.
Yeah, mature. Like Nuvali area. Kahit sabihin mo, maraming bakante subdivision doon. But the market is running there. Diba? Malakas ang marketing doon.
Yeah. Ngayon, dito sa areas, ngayon, now you mentioned, I mentioned BF, you mentioned Nuvali. Right now, are you seeing any trends ng location? Saan medyo maraming foreclosure opportunities? One location-wise, and then the classification. Saan maganda pumosisyon? Residential, commercial, office, land?
I would say, ang maganda ngayon, Pampanga. In the outskirts of San Fernando and outskirts of Angeles City. Yun.
That is in terms of location.
Yes, location yan.
But in
Pati
terms
value. Pati value, di pa rin siya lumilipad katulad sa South. Diba? The South
yeah.
is already very maturing. Hanggang umabot ang nalipa ang maturity ng mga values.
Oh yeah,
Diba?
yeah, yeah. And it's
But if
still
you have
growing.
money to hold on, for let's say 10 years, Quezon.
Oh, Quezon is good.
Quezon has,
Quezon,
Quezon has never matured.
yeah.
Oh, di ba?
But with the TR4 now, Chaong, patapos na. Chaong, Tayabas, Lukban. Lukban is a fantastic weather.
Yes. Oo. May farmland nga kami dun eh. Sa
Ah,
Lokban. Maganda yun. Very nice
nice,
place. Yeah.
Lukban. Pero in terms of class, ano ba siya? Saan maganda? Sa residential, commercial, office, or
I go
land?
residential vacant lots. Because the people now don't have the money to buy the house and lot there. Malaki. But they would like to start scratching the ground already. Ang point namin palagi din is, bumili ka ng lote ngayon, di ba? Tapos after 2-3 years, mag-build ka, ang laki ng tipid mo. Na 30-35% on direct construction.
Yeah.
I would still say, a lot of look at the growth areas now. The shift of Ayala. Let's say I'm always telling people, di ba? If Ayala is on a cautious, level, I think we should all move also cautiously, di ba? And look, what is his direction? His direction is towards passive income, recurring income. Plus, where is he trying to
Leisure.
source his money? Not only leisure, Andy, but vacant lots. One of his biggest sources of money now are the estate lots. Yung mga 1,000 square meters around their city subdivisions. And they have like 40 or 50 all over. So you can see that their growth area that they're looking at are vacant lots. Diba? Di naman tayo Ayala. So di naman tayo magbibili ng 300 billion, 400 billion ng isang property, di ba? But
Yeah.
I would say, you buy a vacant lot, 1 million, 1.2 million, you hold on to it for 1 year. You can flip it. Kasi yung mga ipit lote, if you go to Camellia, you find one vacant lot in Camellia, that's jackpot already. Vacant lots, di ba? So, remember yung binibenta ko last year or 2 years ago, yung mango something, mango orchard in Cavite area. Those were all vacant lots. And people were buying. Kasi vacant lots sila, piece of entry financially. Hindi malaki. Pag house lot niyan, 5 million, 6 million. Pero pagka vacant lot, 1.5, 1.2, kaya nila ang monthly amounts.
When you buy it from the bank, one good thing is that na due diligence na nila yan, di ba? So at least
Yes.
they do secure ka na. Number two is that you don't have to pay. For them, they just want to get it out of their hands, right? So
Yes.
you don't have to pay the full amount naman. And they will be the one to finance it. And there's no reason for them not to finance it because it's with them. At least, hindi na siya non-performing asset, right?
Yes, yeah. Actually, a lot of the properties today sa mga bangko, no? Inaano na nila eh. May in-house financing na rin sila eh. 5 years, 10 years. May iba nga, 15 years pa nga in-house financing. Diba? But may CI pa din. But hindi ganun ka-strict. Diba? So, if you look at it, are they competing with the developer level? Yes, they are there.
Yeah.
All their assets because, they're giving amazing payment terms now. Ng mga, gulat ka ako eh. May 20% down payable over 6 months. Tapos balance 15 years at 11%. You're good with that. Yeah.
Tapos pag binank loan mo sa kanila, di ba nag-loan ka sa kanila, right?
Yes.
Accredited ka with them.
Oo.
So you still get the 1%.
That's correct. Yes. But not too many banks, are friendly towards left pocket to the right pocket. They would prefer you go bank takeout in another bank. Diba? Kasi parang the management is saying, may income. Kasi dati NPA biglang ngayon income earning na siya, di ba? So, pero they would prefer mapang take out. Kasi para sa kanila, basura na namin yan. Hindi pa natin basura sa ibang property, sa ibang department. So, let the other guys get our basura. But there are banks naman that are open to financing foreclosure purchases from other banks.
Their own.
Preferably the other banks also. With their own also meron din. Meron din. Pero
how aggressive are the rural banks in this type of
okay, you know what nice about rural bank? Ang rural bank, mababa ang foreclosure value. Kasi di ba very conservative sila pag loanable amount. Parang 60% of 80% of the appraised value yata. So very
70
low
of 80. That's
ang
why
appraised value.
70 of 80, that's why net of about
pero
56.
mababa. Oh, yes. So, yan ang loanable value lang, di ba? So, if they foreclose and they sell it at foreclosed value, mababa. Ang problem lang sa rural bank, it's a community relationship. That property that was mortgaged, was convinced by the lola of the branch manager. Sabi, Ineng, pautangin mo nga si Aling Purita. Di ba? And so, for them to foreclose it, it's like, kaya ito, mga foreclosure ng mga rural bank, mga agri-land, mga, yung mga undocumented properties, yung mga ganun. Kasi relationship management sila. Relationship banking talaga.
Yeah. Now, you've been mentioning kasi may perception na some of the lists, bibigyan ka ni bangko na, here's a list of our foreclosed properties, even Carson. But there's a perception na some of the managers, nag-cherry pick na doon. Yung nasa list. The good ones, di ba, na-cherry pick na nila eh. How true is that?
Yes. That was, maybe I would say, early 90s. But the foreclosure industry with the banks has matured very much. In fact, they have to report that if they do actually acquire a foreclosed property, even from another bank. Diba? May DOS3 account yan eh. Yung directors, officers, staff. Diba? You have to report that to the BSP. So it's not, not that easy anymore. Diba?
Before
At saka, sabi nga nila yun ang chismis dati. Pero sa dami ng foreclosures, when we were moving towards the 2000s, grabe yung foreclosure ng mga bangko. So, it was something like, pag-isipan mo ba sarili mo? Diba? Isipin mo muna yung bangko mo. So,
correct. Ngayon, you mentioned about 2000 then, and you see trends. Anong market signals will tell you na, mukhang patas na naman yung inventory ng foreclosed properties?
Actually, the listahan of the bankos kasi, there are actually publicly, every month. Kita mo may update, di ba? Tapos makita mo yung ibang listahan ng bangko. Dati 5 pages lang, ngayon 7 na. Tapos ngayon 10 na. We monitor that. Kasi we see, ano ba maganda sa bangko ngayon? Diba? Andyan pa yung nabenta dati. Wala pa nabenta, sir. Lumagdag lang, So you can actually physically monitor it, diba?
I mean, now, like for example, what's happening now, the slow death.
Yeah.
Do you foresee any increase doon sa inventory ng foreclosed inventory ng mga bangko?
Actually, it's going on. It's going on. So we've been monitoring it, as I said, di ba? And we saw bandang January, pumapasok na eh.
But still, kahit na bagong add sa inventory nila, you just check the date of sale.
Actually, if you really want to get a good deal, you look at the old assets. Yung mga 5 years and above. Because, alam mo yung sa bangko, yung what they call the allocation for bad debt or something like that, di ba? Wherein the rule of the BSP, yung foreclosed property mo, every year, natatanggalan siya ng value ng 20% sa libro mo. So after 5 years, that foreclosed asset has no more value.
Parang pwede
zero
na
value.
Write-off.
Zero. Write-off na yun, di ba? Pero ang maganda dyan, pag nabenta mo yung foreclosed property na yun, full value kagad sa income statement mo. So yung dating 5 million peso property, every year, 4 million, 3 million, 2 million, 1 million, tapos zero value. Tapos after 3 years, nabenta mo ng 8 million kasi nag-appreciate na, di ba? 8 million bottom line kagad. Kasi wala nang cost yun.
Yeah.
Maliit lang ang cost doon. The cost of management, the cost of maintaining. Yun na lang. Pero yung asset value, wala na. So, direct bottom line. Kaya makikita mo yan, end of the year, mga July, August, September, when the banks can see that medyo tagilid sila sa bull, foreclosure department ang kinukulit nila. So, make benta. That good time to buy, last quarter of the year.
Oh, good tip. Now, I'm sure right now maraming mukhang magandang pumusta. I mean, you spread you diversify investments, right? So maybe meron kang trophy, meron kang active yielding asset, meron kang short-term rentals, parang mga aya. No, but you can have allocation for foreclosure. Pero hindi lahat.
Yeah.
Kasi laki ng war chest mo. Where you have billions in your war chest to buy properties, di ba?
Yeah.
So, now, for someone starting, limited yung capital. What is the smartest way to enter yung foreclosure business right now?
Get a low valued good lot. Vacant lot na, sabi ko na, if you go to a fully matured subdivision and you find one lot there, you go visit it just to be sure hindi siya bangin, di ba? Hindi siya tumbok, magandang property, morning sun, then vacant lot lang yan, mababa lang. So you can actually make taya on it. It's land is land, di ba? We know that. The estate will always have a solution if you make a mistake.
Correct.
So you buy that, you add value, you make it into terms so it's affordable. Yeah, like I said, kahit 15% per annum na interest, maganda. People will buy it kasi tapos you'll be surprised. I have properties na 15 years to pay pa. Diba? Sabi ko, tama-tama. I should live that long to be able to collect all my amortizations. Diba? Pero yun ang point ko eh. You come in low, you make dagdag value, and then you sell on terms. 10, 15 years to pay and take care of the cash flow. At one point in time, you will have enough cash flow to be able to purchase your second lot.
Okay. So this is
Diba?
Diba, so technically, you have your own in-house financing. Diba?
Exactly. Diba? At saka, where's the best place you can have safest investment, Andy? Diba?
Yeah.
You have your title, you have your post-dated checks, you have a buyer.
You have the property.
Yeah, the property is there, diba? If he stops paying you, vacant lot yan eh. So hindi siya pwede mag-possession. You don't have to kick him out because it's a vacant lot.
Yeah. Now, in the past 30 years, ano yung pinaka-memorable, your biggest win, and then ano yung most painful lesson? Your biggest win that you
Our
can
biggest
remember.
win was our biggest win was we acquired Nightgold Properties. GE Money Bank was on the exit. They sold their good bank to You Find Ways. So since the good bank was out, they were now stuck with their bad bank, which is the foreclosed properties. Every time GE Money Bank, because it's an international bank, had a foreclosure, ang buyer nila sa auction was always Nightgold. And we acquired Nightgold in the process. And it had like 150 to 200 assets nationwide. We had a fish pond in Iloilo, in Rojas City. We had one of the biggest malls in Zamboanga. But you'll be surprised. All of this had kaso. There was one. The mall in Zamboanga had a regional trial court cases. It had Court of Appeals. It had Supreme Court in Metro Manila. So it was one whole bundle. Yeah, but it was one of the most exciting, I would say, a mind-boggling. You're working like 20 hours a day. Because you have to flip it right away. Because we got it on installment only. So it was really a very, very exciting move. And when you look back and say, shucks, I should not have sold, that fish pond, or I would not have sold that, parang gano'n, no? But you see, when you're doing foreclosure investing or any investing here, you cannot look back at yesterday's uh on today's value.
Correct.
So, sabihin mo na sayang. Utang ngayon, 100 million na yung binenta ko. Dati binenta ko na yan ng 20 million. You cannot
Yeah.
do that, di ba? It's therefore, team ka lang buo.
And you don't get too attached with your
Amoy
investment.
maasim. No question about it. Actually, you shouldn't visit it all the time. Di ba? Sa seminar ko, remember, meron ako don't fall in love.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi when you fall in love with your property, kahit any investment, lalagyan mo ng kortina ng maganda, yung bayin mo, okay na sa kanya yung manipis, gusto mo, Korean blinds pa. Diba? Kasi you fell in love with it, di ba? Eventually, you're off the market because you fell in love with your property.
Yeah,
So,
but about that, di ba
kailangan mo talaga.
you have this island lot in Cebu na
Sibuya. In
na
Kinatarkan Island.
Kinatarkan, you cannot reach it by any other means except by boat, di ba?
Yeah, that's right. It's
And that
a,
one you
it's
always
a
visit.
vacation. Yes. I think once every 2 years naman we go there. Take a swim, enjoy, enjoy it, di ba?
But
And
that one you're
it was
not
very
living.
nice actually. We bought it. Hopefully this year, we're looking at unloading it. Kasi medyo matanda na, mahirap na mag-swimming doon palagi or pumunta. No, it's a long drive from Cebu. It's near it's near the group of islands there in
Bantayan?
Cebu, in northern Cebu. No? Yeah, it's near Bantayan. It's in the Bantayan Island group. So 6,000 square meters. We bought it for a song.
Okay.
And recently, the rest in peace, Regina Lopez, you know, she came up with a very nice documentary of the island. So the property soared up there to 6,000 per square yata or 7,000 per square. And a lot of people are into investors. Sabi ko, wow, maybe it's time to unload kasi you cannot visit it all the time.
Nice.
Oh,
So, now, you mentioned about your biggest win. Ano naman yung most painful lesson mo?
painful lesson ko was siyempre starting pa lang, feeling mo investor ka. Flipper, di ba? So, we bought a property in Tagaytay in Hollywood subdivision. That's actually the tumbok of the Santa Rosa Silang Road. Tumbok siya talaga. Tapos andun na siya sa baba. It's behind that hotel, di ba? So,
Near Benca.
just a nice house and lot there.
Near Benca.
I'm familiar with Benca. Pero yung Hollywood, yung mga subdivision na pang-artista dati, that's why they called it Hollywood, di ba? So, a very nice house there. We bought it, di ba? And then I flipped it after 1 week. And until today, every time I go to Tagaytay, I regret it. Alam mo yung view from that part, yung balcony niya, parang may basketball mo, pwede mo i-shoot yung tal. Ganun ka-clear talaga. And until today, every time I go to Tagaytay, sabi ko, feeling investor ka kasi. Feeling flipper ba? But that was the start of my, of my flipping career. So,
Okay. Now, last two questions. One, ano yung right now, everybody has heard of foreclosure. Ano yung biggest myth nila sa foreclosure?
biggest myth nila is that it's 50% off, 60% off, So they're still in that mentality. So when they write a letter of intent to purchase sa mga bangko, they say, oh, let's 70%. Hingi tayo sa bangko, let's 70. Parang wow, okay. Di ba? The banks are not suffering like they were 2000. Remember 2000, we were buying and selling condominiums in Makati at 50,000, 18,000 pesos per square meter. Now, they're kind of like it was before. So, yun ang pinakamalaking myth na si basura, presyo na per kilo.
Okay. So it's sa mga beginners then, no? Of course, sabi mo, due diligence. What is one document na they should never ignore?
The title always. Still the title. Kasi sometimes, the bank has 5,000 properties. Diba? So when they go to the process, they don't review all these properties. Pag may buyer, diba? So ikaw, not because the bank reviewed it, doesn't mean that you will not do your due diligence. You still have to do it. So title pa din. Kasi paminsan, 5 years, wala nagkaso sa property, bigla may nagkaso, the bank doesn't get updated on that. That's one. Number two is, the banks don't update the realty tax all the time. Kasi malaki masyado, di ba? E malay mo, foreclose na ng local government yung property na binibili mo. So we try to transfer the title, pagdating sa assessor, naka-red tag na siya. So, still, first step, title and tax declarations.
Okay.
Tapos physical, Andy. Pag physical kasi, the bank cannot inspect it all also. Diba? So sometimes the bank will say, may house and lot yan. Pero wala na, garahe na lang pala.
Tapos pag binalik mo, wala na rin yung house and lot.
Exactly.
I will just get two questions from the from the listeners. Meron daw yung isa, our family owns a rural bank from Rose Antabora. Our family owns a rural bank. What marketing and sales strategies can we do to expedite to sell our foreclosed properties?
Okay, I still go for online, especially kung rural bank, diba?
Yeah.
Your properties are unexposed. So you have to actively market it. I've seen a lot of other rural banks, that their marketing assistants are actually pushing online. They're advertising, and I see a lot of inquiries. Especially if you start posting your properties one-on-one. Very interesting ang mga property ng rural banks,
Okay. Yeah. Now, may isang question din dito. Accredited daw siya ng bank in selling foreclosed properties. May gustong bilhin yung client niya, but the property is almost unlivable. Can they still negotiate with the bank? Open ba si banko for negotiation to lower the price?
Yes, they are. What I would always say, is take a picture of the property. You show how bulok it is, so that the banks will say, "Oh my God, is that our property there in the barangay like that, right?" Diba? And they are willing, especially pag cash. So you have to make a letter of intent, justify. Always justify, not because they say foreclosure bibigay sila agad. Hindi. The banks want to maximize whatever they have also.
Okay. May question dito si Boss Elaine. Although sinagot mo na to kanina, may we ask for your tips on how to identify an investable subdivision? Just like what you mentioned, matured and marami na siya talaga na
Exactly. Law of supply and demand. Diba? Remember that. Unless Congress decides to change the law.
Correct. So that's I mean, it's 10:07. Marami pa tayong pag-usapan. But then you have your appointment at 10 o'clock.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
We really appreciate the time and then the unselfish sharing. And let's have kape-kape.
Okay. Anytime, Andy.
Thank you very much and see you sa IRM event natin. By the way, for those who are here and you want to join us nila Amigo Noli sa lakwatsa namin sa New Orleans
India muna.
India in September.
Yes, IREC, yeah.
Hyperbat. And then
side tour to Taj Mahal. Di ba?
Taj Mahal, yeah. And then sa
November, New Orleans and Honolulu. Yeah.
So, let us know. We'll post the details of the CIPS. CIPS is very important. We're going to conduct it this year. Once lang to every year.
Yes.
And we have very reasonable prices.
Batch 1 tayo, Andy.
Batch 1. We were the batch 1 in 2012.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
thank you very much, amigo.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Andy. Salamat.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Hannah, do you have any
Bye-bye.
announcement? Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po, sir.
Okay, bye-bye. I go.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.